And we're back with Stories of Survival 2. If you're new to this channel, this is a contest held to give fans a chance to expand the Twisted Bricks universe with their own unique story and characters. I've reviewed every awesome entry to this apocalyptic contest, and now I can't wait to show you the winners and the highlights. I'll be starting with the top 3 of the animation category, and then I will cover the top 3 of the written category. Finally, I will present all the honorable mentions. Remember, the links to all the videos are in the description, so you can find and subscribe to the creators of the entries you liked. Enjoy!
You are hurt very bad, human. Don't be afraid. I am not the enemy, Kevin.
You know my name.
Yes, Kevin. I also know that your friends are being imprisoned by the Children of the Dawn.
Easterwood Productions does it again with a chilling, mind-bending tale. I love this short because it shows the psychologically manipulative side of Slag. I am also so excited about Max's style. It feels so much darker than my own work, and I love that Max really explores the grittier, more hellish aspects of this universe. It also shows a very frightening mutation at work, demonstrating the variety of forms Slag mutations can take. This is a chilling video with incredible practical effects. It was an extremely hard decision to leave it in third place instead of a higher place, but I'll explain why I did shortly. Christian of CAD Productions presents us with a chaotic world of monsters, human conflict, and zealous devotion to a cause. There are many strong points to this entry. The animation is excellent, the story is intriguing, and Christian has even incorporated many elements of Smite and Twisted Bricks lore, which does give it an advantage. Furthermore, the motivations and actions of Smite operatives presented in this entry track with the overarching story. This entry is very different from Easterwood's in style and content, so it was particularly difficult to choose one over the other. In terms of sheer filmmaking and atmosphere, Fungus would come out on top. But Christian's entry fits so well and incorporates so much lore and even geography that it takes the slightest lead. Make sure you watch his entry fully, and remember that you can learn more about Smite and Twisted Bricks lore on the website or on our Discord server. Link to both in the description. Pause. Before I show you the grand prize winner of SOS 2, I'd like to ask you to consider clicking the like button if you like this content, and leave a comment below. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, so you don't miss upcoming progress on my feature film, Gray Horizons. Alright, unpause. There is a lot I love about this entry. It's so compelling in the way it's presented. It opens with a futuristic looking soldier looking at some kind of device that reads 1276. This, of course, is the year that the events of the medieval LEGO Zombie Apocalypse, or TLZA Season 2, take place. So it immediately implies that they are time travelers. They are looking for something, and they do find it in the end, but you'll have to watch to find out what it is. Similar to Easterwood's entry, I love the interplay between human and slag here. These soldiers express regret that they have to kill a mutation, which implies that they are members of Smite and are working toward the great unification of all things with the hive mind Krozox, which will be made possible with slag or the fungus. However, these soldiers face the possibility of an earlier unification than planned. I chose this video as first place in part because it kept me engaged the entire time. It is extremely cinematic, and I wouldn't be surprised if Rodsland storyboarded before animating. You're always wondering what the characters' motives are and what will happen next, and the animation, music, and editing is truly top-notch. It was close, but Rodsland takes the top prize this time. For his prize, I will be sending him the original Slade figure used in the LEGO Zombie Apocalypse Season 1, as well as one of each of the TLZA postcards I've designed for this contest. I will also be shipping each postcard to the 2nd and 3rd place. Congrats again, guys. Alright, let's move on to the written category. I had initially divided this category into art and builds for the visual component, but I decided to merge them due to only 1 or 2 art entries. I'll only give brief examples and descriptions here, so if you want the full stories, visit twistedbricks.com/SOS or click the link in the description. Stormy Boy presents us with 3 fascinating but disconnected stories of survival in his entries. Stormy's writing is good, but I was particularly impressed by the emotional depth of these shorts. In Revelations, he explores an experience of TCF soldiers and a lie they were given, false hope in a hopeless situation. In Mesorem, he depicts the strange and captivating actions of the Smite prophet Mesorem, who has an almost supernatural ability to gain followers. The third story is the journal of a TCF sergeant fighting slag in the desert, and an interesting look into the hopeless experience of fighting such a creature. I gave Stormy Boy 3rd place because he was creative and I found the stories compelling and unique, as well as very readable. He also provided a different picture with each story, which provided some nice variety. Sir Smoke's entry, Eldritchica, blew me away. He uses skillful writing to create complex characters in a captivating setting, while not getting too heavy with direct exposition. The story follows a trio of TCF agents who are investigating strange disappearances taking place in the seemingly rural land of Eldritchica. The trio, headed by the stone-cold female agent Connix, is about to give up when they encounter what they feared, a Smite base hidden in the heart of the Eldritch woodland. What they experience there is both gruesome and terrifying. Sir Smoke gets extremely creative with this story, especially in his depiction of a terrifying variety of slag mutation. While the visuals associated with the story don't do it justice, the language Smoke uses is colorful enough on its own. If you are fascinated by Smite and grotesque depictions of slag, you need to give this story a read. Alright, here we are. It was not easy to pick the first place, but somebody had to take it. Furthermore, this contestant offered to be excluded from the competition because they felt they had an unfair advantage being so deeply familiar with the lore. However, they wrote a first place quality entry, and I don't feel like punishing devotion to the series, so here it is. Jack Bauer proves that he's as good a writer as he is an artist with his series of written entries that take place during the medieval period of infection. His first 2 stories describe the brutal events surrounding a Norg village that gets attacked by both undead and Knights of Galadon. It includes notable series characters such as Baran, Lord Drepson, while he was still human, and Corin the Wizard. His 3rd story takes place on the distant shores of Xavekt, where Drakeslade washes ashore with the remains of a boat and some undead Norgs, soon discovered by Xavekian guards who work for the powerful mistress Svetlana. These are pretty intricate stories that are filled with descriptive language and clever dialogue. They are complex and engaging, and I am happy to canonize them into the medieval Twisted Bricks lore. If you're curious about how Baran got captured or how Drake Slade ended up in the pit, you can give them a read on the Twisted Bricks Stories of Survival page, and I strongly recommend it. For his prize, Jack will be receiving a Twisted Bricks poster and each of the postcards, and Sir Smoke and Stormy Boy will also receive each of the postcards as well. If you've watched this far, I've got to imagine you're subscribed, right? If not, now's your chance. While you check on that, let's move on to the honorable mentions. There were so many solid entries that deserve praise, but here I will list and describe the few that almost broke the top 3 places, in no particular order. This is a very solid entry, and it is epic in its length. I was impressed by a lot of the references Top Trooper made, both to the culture and geography of the Twisted Bricks universe. He mentions the UTL, which is the United Territories of Lotharin, the country where Season 1 takes place. He even has the newsperson call the citizens Rhinians, which is a very specific reference. In other observations, there are some great characters with unique voice acting, and the animation and cinematography are pretty solid. Top Trooper is bold in his techniques and storytelling, and I appreciate that. Check this video out with the link in the description. Credence by Sunny. This is an incredibly in-depth story. The only reason Sunny's entry didn't place higher is that it reads like a summary of events, and it doesn't incorporate dialogue and descriptive language in the way some of the top 3 entries did. Sunny clearly has a sharp head for story, but I would like to see more showing and less telling and direct exposition. Spotlight is a very talented writer, and something of an artist with her words. She tells 2 captivating stories of people who have joined causes in the apocalyptic world of Twisted Bricks but struggle to find their place. There is some interesting introspection and exciting violence in these tales, and of course I recommend you give them a read. This is a wildly unique take on the corruptive or perhaps persuasive power of Slag. There are definitely some adult themes and implications here, so keep that in mind if you choose to read it. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. That was a long one. If you're somehow still watching, maybe you're a big enough fan to support me on Patreon. All patrons will be granted access to the full Grey Horizons movie long before it releases to the public, and you can find all sorts of behind-the-scenes content and downloadable content like music or wallpaper on my Patreon page. Link in the description. Take care, everyone, and see you next time.